Most people view prostitution as a choice.
I was running out of a bad situation, marriage, and
You know, there are some women in prostitution that have done it on their own free will. But when you backtrack and kind of look at what happened that led her to choosing that, right? And you look at, oh, well, the sexual abuse wasn't her choice. Her mother being a drug addict wasn't her choice. Her dad leaving her family wasn't her choice.
my ex-husband brought drugs into our life, and with that came just, you know, being introduced, being around different dealers and pimps coming into my home.
You know, nobody ever goes and picks up a crack rock and smokes it because they feel loved and they feel safe. You know, all of the things that we're doing in our culture that are harmful, we're doing because we're trying to fill this need to feel good enough and to feel validated and to feel secure.
I just had one approach me and said he could just take me into a completely different life. At first it was brand new, wild, exciting, the adrenaline was high, and then when I started interacting with men as an exchange for money, for sex, and it wasn't long, probably a couple months into it, that my pimp had to bring drugs into my life too, because I started mentally and emotionally just shutting down. When I was a child, you know, getting beat on and so forth, I learned how to block things out. You know, as soon as that money hits my hand, my clothes hit the floor, you know, I'm really not there. And I couldn't interact with people conversation-wise because I had allowed myself for my world to become so small.
Purchase Not for Sale is an outreach and a recovery program for women who are victims of human trafficking. Our primary outreach are to women who have been arrested for prostitution and who are currently in jail.
I've been in and out of jail 35 times. I've been to prison 4 times. And I had someone come visit me. Her name was Paige, and she came to the jail and she visited me. And the only thing she knew about me is what she could pull up on the computer, which was nothing good. And she poured just hope in my. It was like she just ignited a new fire inside of me, that there was hope to live.
I get frustrated for the women. I get frustrated is for the women that come to the program. You know, they only have one perspective to some degree of what they've seen in life, and that's people taking from them, manipulating them, lying to them. And so the things that we say to them and the things that we try to love on them with and the accountability we try to give them, sometimes they don't want to accept it because it's too good to be true.
When I first went into purchase, there was still that push, you know, go back to what you know. You know, this is so you're not really sure of this. Are you gonna fit? You know, or you see what I'm saying? So I had to learn that what kind of clothes I liked. You know, because my pimp dressed me.
Undoing a life of chaos is a lot of hard work. You know, typically it's easy for you and me to maybe look at someone who's been here a year, right? And maybe one day she lashes out, cusses someone out, or, you know, whatever that looks like. And we're thinking, God, you know better than that. You know, you've been here long enough, you should know. But really when you pull out and you look at it, 1 year of quote unquote healthiness, right? Compared to 25 years of chaos and abuse and trauma and all this stuff is nothing, right? So we can't expect to undo all of those years of chaos in a 2-year program.
I was petrified of graduating. And I was outside at Grace Springs, the Grace, up against the brick wall, screaming and crying. And all she did was come and put her hand on me and she said, Tammy, you're really not alone. You're not alone. And just those words hit my heart. And I just felt like, you know, I moved into Highland. And Highland was Holland has a few memories in it, to say the least. So you're approached by old people, or people see you at the bus stop, or so forth, or at work. Things are. I actually ran into my pimp, and I almost went to speak to him. I felt obligated to talk to him, and a lady that knew me and knew the situation said, "You have the choice not to." But when I moved out on my own, I realized I could pay rent on my own. It was a little quiet, but like I said, I make a phone call. I'm serious, even today. Someone's coming to check on me. Someone's there to talk to me. I text someone, I always get a text back. I wasn't alone. I'm really excited about my kids. My kids really just opened their hearts up and just said, "Hey, we want you back in our life. Don't care what you did, because I've missed a lot. It's one of them just had a baby. And I'm going November the 1st to hold my grandbaby for the first time."
Even after doing this for a while now, I hear stories that I just can't even believe. To be able to come in and find hope and to find life change is beyond rewarding.
And so getting to work with women and see where they're at, like, it's so awesome because I get to see people for who they are. And I have the women that we work with that I see every day and that I love on and that we take time with and that we, pray with and that cry and cuss me out. Those are our people. And so when you start seeing people for more than just what they look externally, you can start seeing everybody that way.
I kind of came in with this mentality of kind of like, I'm going to do my good deed and all these things. And really what I've learned is that I learn more from them than I ever thought that I would. I learned more about how to be a good friend, how to be patient, when to speak and when not to speak. I have learned more about the heart of Jesus and how he loves his people than any Sunday school class I've ever sat in.
There has got to be a God inside of them that brings down those type walls. Those type walls don't come down. I'm talking about they were built with drugs and bad experiences, and I'm not letting you in. I'm gonna avoid that at all costs. When those walls just came down, and I just said, I don't know what y'all got, but I want it. And you just find out you can't buy it. You can't pretend it. It's not a front or a mask that you can say, "Hey, duplicate me one of those. I want to wear them one day."